So my name is Stuart Panton. I am Senior Assistant Attorney General at the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. So the legal services branch is wide-ranging, or our duties are wide-ranging. We are the start and end of almost everything the ministry does. We have to deal with the review of legislative amendments. We have to give general legal advice. We have to give general legal support. And we ensure that the ministry is always acting within the numerous legislation under which we operate. In order to answer that question, we have to look at all the heads under which the ministry operates. So when you start with the housing, legal services branch is the one that deals with the giving people title. Just the base, we have to ensure that all these settlements, we call them squatters, we try to ensure that we formalize these settlements and give people title. We try to give people ownership of land, and in doing so, these titles have to come into the legal services division. We will splinter these titles, so we'll get the larger titles, splinter them into smaller parts, and we will give them to the residents as they're there. Well, sell them. When you think about the works aspect of the ministry, all these works projects have to come to the legal services branch. So when you think of the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project, the Montego Bay Perimeter Road Project, Portmore Resilience Park, all these park developments, we will review those contracts. We will ensure that the contractors are, they're acceptable by government standards, and we will just assist with any form of contractual issues which may arise in terms of timing and so on. And then under, the environmental aspect, we assist with the review of legislation. There are a number of legislation which have passed through the Legal Services Division, and even things such as the plastic amendment that recently came out. They would have passed through the Legal Services Division. We would have given our review and ensured that they are in keeping with what the cabinet and the minister wants. Yet again, we have to look at the three heads again. So housing, we give people titles. In getting your title, it allows people to have that form of tenure that they need. A lot of people will feel uncomfortable knowing that they have, for example, they're on lands that are not theirs. We can give them some form of certainty to know that, this is my house, I can be here, nobody can run me from my property. And that also creates not just wealth, but generational wealth, because people can then use these titles, they can get loans from the titles, they can pass it on to their children. And there's just so much that can come out of just getting that kind of ownership of land. For works, we can only talk about infrastructure projects. We have seen where people can now live in St. Thomas and safely work in Kingston without worrying that they'll have a 2-3 hour commute to come in. And there are people who live in Clarendon and work in Kingston. With these infrastructure projects ensure that, the country is that much closer. We can do that much more. We can be that much more resilient. We can do that much more for the economy through these infrastructure projects. And then through the environment side, of course, we put in these legislation to ensure that the place is clean, that we have a sustainable future. Over the past 3 years, we have Legal Services Division has issued over 1,100 titles to individuals. Some of them would have been issued through various our partners such as the NHT, HAJ, but even because the ministry does sell lots as well, Legal Services Division would have been a part of that, and we have issued over 1,100 titles. The creation of the Registration of Titles Special Provisions Act was a major change. This legislation allows people who are on unregistered land, you can go through a licensed practitioner, and the process to register your land becomes much easier. It removes a lot of the bureaucracy that is usually required to register land. And also on the things such as we speak about the scheme areas. So we've done a number of declarations of housing areas, which shows the ministry's intention to create schemes there. So, for example, Hellshire View, Shrewsbury Phase 2 in Westmoreland, and also Windsor. We've done those declarations. So those titles are in trail, and soon we'll have more people living in those areas who will be able to get titles. And we have 6 more declarations coming. So we're constantly working to try to, just give more people what they need in order to grow. So the division, as I said, is we work with everybody. We're the start and end of everything that happens in the ministry. So in future, we plan to deepen that relationship. It has been getting deeper over the past years, and we want that to grow even further. People know that they can always come into the legal services division and they can get advice on the ministry's work, and we're very happy to have that relationship with other divisions and branches here. So outside of that, for the staff in the division, we plan to see how much we can enhance them. I can tell you we have staff members pursuing degrees, and I want to continue to push that for the legal services division. I want the staff to grow within the division, and if needs be, and they need to branch out, I would never hold anybody back, but because I believe in that kind of growth. So that's just internally. As we look at externally, though, the plans of the division is to deepen our partnership with our agencies. I know that NEPA has a lot of legislation that are coming in, so does the Port Authority, Forestry Department, all of those divisions. We want to tighten our relationship with them. We want to see how we can get these things going out quickly, because our legislative agenda is a major part of our work, and we want that to continue at a faster pace so that we can have more development. The government of Jamaica, through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, remains committed to providing sound legal guidance and comprehensive support by ensuring that all amendments and legal framework aligns with the nation's economic and developmental goals.
The NDPPMB, we provide leadership and guidance to the minister, the ministry's agencies, and also to the local authorities, meaning the municipal corporation.